Shalom, Barakatah, Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles of GMS and salutations to all of the sincere Akim. Hey man, I'm just taking this one in the spirit. I don't even really know what I'm going to title this yet. But you 2/3, I was going to say you 2/3 need to wake up and realize, but I realized the error in saying that, because you 2/3 are going to stay cooning until Yahweh, Shem Yahweh Shai destroys you. But really, this is just a message, man, for those of you out there that know the so-called white man's the devil, yeah, being Esau, but you still want to give him some sort of lifeline. You still want to, hope that not all so-called white people are bad people. This one's for you. Yeah, let's go.
Yes. Africans have benefited from their experience with white supremacy. And look at the...
Really? I'm just going to leave that out there. I'm just going to leave that out. That is not even worth challenging. Well, I'm quite conflicted about interviewing Richard Spencer. He's the leader of what they call the alt-right, which I think is a new word for fascism. And ordinarily, giving someone like that oxygen is something I think journalists shouldn't do. But here's the difference. Spencer and people like him credit themselves with providing the intellectual underpinnings for the Trump revolution, and I fear they might be right. This is a group of people with very dangerous ideas. Richard, how do you do?
So are you the interviewer?
I'm the interviewer. Okay, I'm Gary Young.
Good to see you.
Nice to see you.
So look at the average life of an African American in the United States. It's far better than any African living in Africa.
Really? So slavery was good for them?
Look, they benefited from being in a different nation than their own, no doubt.
Really?
No doubt. How can you deny that?
Sorry?
How can you deny such an obvious
fact? A ridiculous notion. It's such a ridiculous notion that people forcibly removed from their homes and taken to this country to work for nothing for a couple of centuries, that benefited them. Have you ever for a second considered that if they were able to stay in the countries where they were born and lived and weren't forcibly removed, that those continents might be in a better state now?
I seriously doubt that.
To what extent do you feel that Trump shares your viewpoints?
I don't think he shares the ideal of the ethnic state. I don't think he shares my conscious thinking about race, or the conscious thinking about race of most people in this building. But does he have nationalist feelings? I think that's clear. He wouldn't have run the campaign that he ran if he didn't feel some sense of loss. We are losing our nations here in the United States, in Britain, across the world.
I'm not losing my nation. I'm British.
You're not using your nation because you're winning this demographic battle.
What am I winning? I'm living in the place of my birth, just like you.
But that's not really your home.
You don't get to tell me where my home is.
But you know that that's not your real home.
Please don't tell me what I know.
Build it.
Sorry? Listen, my ancestors built it tenfold and weren't paid for it.
Look, it's like saying that African Americans built the United States.
They did.
But
they literally built the White House.
Because we made them do it.
And you're proud of that. You're proud of that.
Well, it's had bad consequences, but the fact is, yes, I am ultimately proud of it.
You're proud of slavery.
I'm ultimately proud of my ancestors because...
You're proud of slavery?
I embrace all of it. You'll never be an Englishman.
You don't get to tell me what I will be.
Because my name's Richard Spencer.
My name's Richard Spencer, and I approve this message?
Yes, and so therefore I actually do get to tell you that you're not an Englishman.
You don't get to tell me anything. You're a ridiculous
You don't even know.
The interview's over. You've got nothing to say. I was looking for someone who could give some intellectual ballast to what's going on in this country in terms of race, in terms of white people, but I found the wrong guy, because you don't know what you're talking about.
So, as you can see from that video, that 2/3 went up there thinking he was going to get the devil to basically rub his back. He thought either Esau was going to be loving and tender and kind, but you see that devil right there? He was a perfect devil, man. He's the perfect example of what Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai made an Edomite to be. The devil. Yeah? Now, I'm going to bring up some scriptures, man. Because you 2/3, man, you love this so-called white man. But as you can clearly see, the so-called white man does not love you, man. The so-called white man, And yes, you've got Jake that are so-called white people, but this is the thing. That's why it's a spiritual thing, because it's not based on race. Yeah. I mean, what Salakia? Let me read. It's not based on skin color, but it is based on race. Yes, but your skin color does not determine your race, like the so-called white man will tell you. The seed of your father does. Now, through mixing of seed, well, not mixing of seed, but seed are us mixing with the other nations, seed being implanted in the other nations' women. Physical features of our children over the years changed up, but they're still Israelites through the seed of their father. But you see, you've got Israelites out here, man, dark as a fucking chalkboard, as a blackboard, yeah, chalkboard, and they're out there trying to befriend these so-called white people, these Edomites, man. Now, like I said, you are gonna have Jakes that look like so-called white people, because we've got one in our camp. I'm just using a so-called for the scoffers, an Israelite foreigner in our camp, but I'm just using so-called white man as a layman's term. Anyway, Habakkuk 2:5 says, "Yea, also because he transgresseth by wine," meaning the so-called white man transgresseth primarily by his philosophies, because wine is representative of philosophies in the scriptures. He is a proud man, which is clear to see. You just saw it in the video. Neither keepeth at home. So that basically means that this so-called white man, this Edomite, is always in someone else's land, trying to better them, trying to take something off somebody else, man. It says, "Who enlargeth his desire is hell, and is as death. He is the harbinger of death." Anywhere the so-called white man goes, man, death and destruction follows close behind. It says, "And cannot be satisfied, but gathereth unto him all nations, and heapeth unto him all people." Basically, in short, this so-called white man's about ravishing the other nations, man. All of the other 17 nations on the planet Earth today are suffering. Even some of his own people, man. Esau's a devil. And when you challenge him about it, he's either going to tell you that, it wasn't his fault and he wasn't there, or he's going to be like this devil that you just saw in the video, man, and literally just say, fuck it, I'm proud of my ancestors for what they did. He said he was proud of his ancestors for slavery, man. That devil don't give a fuck. He's a proud ass devil, and Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy him for that. You see, these devils are going to get it for the fact that they've touched the apple of the Most High's eye, man. You see, Israel, man, is the Most High's prized possession. Israel is the reason that this whole entire inhabited earth was made. And this so-called white man fucked up, man, when he touched us. You see, that's why Isaiah 14:21, even though it's never going to be read out in the church, says this. Let's go. Isaiah 14:21 says, "Prepare slaughter, for his children." It says, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers." Basically meaning these Edomites that you see out here nowadays, man, and yes, you even have black Edomites, because it's about the seed of the father, and you had the slave masters raping the so-called black woman, man. So you got Edomites that look like brothers, but guess what, man? They ain't. That's why, hey, man, all of these Edomites, no matter what their skin tone complexion is, if they're Edomites, they're going to get destroyed eventually after that 1,000 years of hardcore slavery. But the scripture says here, "Prepare slaughter for his children, for the iniquity of their fathers." So that Edomite over there in that video was talking about how he was proud of his ancient forefathers because of the fact that they put our people through slavery, made our people build America, Britain, etc. Yeah? But in the same breath was saying we didn't build it, which shows you how much of a retard the fucking white man is. So-called white man. Anyway, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai is going to destroy him for that, man. He's proud of what his ancestors did, but he's going to be pleading and praying to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai when the Lord shows himself, man. He's going to be complaining like of an ungodly father, just like the scriptures say. It says that they do not fill the land, nor possess that they do not rise, nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. So basically, Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai gave an instruction to his elect, and he said, destroy these so-called white people to the point where they just can't replenish the earth again, man, and do it because of the iniquity of their fathers, man. You see, the Hebrew word for children there is ban, but they got it in the Yiddish in the blue letter.
Strong's H1121. Bane.
They're off on that. The word there is ban, which means son. The Hebrew word ban means son, meaning if you was to say I'm a son of Israel, you would say ban Yasha'Allah, but these are the sons of Esau, so really they're ban Adawam, meaning red, or ban Ashashwa, meaning sons of the wasted, one as wasted away. Yeah, what does the actual definition of the word there, children, mean? It says son, grandson, child, literally member of a group. Yeah, it goes on. So basically, it literally says sons as in descendants, man. So the Most High clearly said their descendants, man, prepare slaughter for them. Now, the Hebrew word for fathers is Abba, but they've got it again in Yiddish.
Strong's H1. Of.
See, they've got the Yiddish pronunciation. The actual Hebrew word is Abba. That's why sometimes you can actually refer to the Most High as Abba, meaning father. Yeah? And what is the actual definition of the word said? It says father of an individual. It can also pertain to God as the father of his people. It says in definition verse 3, head or founder of a household, group, family, or clan. So what does Yahweh say here? Let's read it for what the definition says. Prepare slaughter for their descendants for the iniquity of their forefathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land nor fill the face of the world with cities. So what's the Most High with? Revenge. The Most High is with revenge, man. And you best believe it, man. Esau's going to get revenge on these so-called white people, man. Why? Because of the fact that they did nothing but destroy and put our people through all sorts of turmoil, man. All you got to do is read through the Maccabees, man, as one account of what these so-called white people did to our forefathers. Read through the story of the Romans. Look what they did to Yahushua, man. Yahushua is going to get those fucking Roman soldiers that were on his side that pierced him, and they were Romans, man. Even in this modern day society, Esau likes to claim that slavery is done away with. But every opportunity these so-called white people get, man, they'll remind you you're a nigger. You best believe it. They'll be on your neck. Because they're devils, man. And they don't like our people. They never have done. And you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, man, you Israelites, if the Most High puts the spirit on you to understand, hey, man, you really need to get your mind around the fact that Yahweh created you to be separate, man, from these nations, man. And really and truly, they've taken everything away from you, man. It says here, first Maccabees, the 3rd chapter and the 48th verse, because the heathen not only took away our nationality and beat us, they took away the image of our power, man. They're taking everything away from us. They literally made themselves God over us. They took our book and they made a religion. Christianity comes from the Roman Catholic Church, which was originally founded by Jake, but they took that Roman Catholicism and they run with it, man. And now you have the Church of England allowing homosexuals into the fold and all of that. But they're not Israelites, man. They're just fucking Christians. And Yahweh really first and foremost, man, is only dealing with Israel, and the original Christians were the Israelites. But sticking to the topic about Esau, 1 Corinthians, the 3rd chapter and the 48th verse says, and laid open the book of the law, wherein the heathen have sought to paint the likeness of their images. What did they do? They took the image of Yahweh and they made it a so-called white man. They took Cesare Borgia and made him the new Jesus, man. Even before that, you had Serapis Christus in the time of the Grecians, and the people that followed them claimed they were Christians. They were actually following this man, claiming that he was the new Messiah. But, hey, man, Yahweh is not with these heathen, man. Yahweh is going to give these heathen the just retribution. It says, they brought also the priest's garments and the first fruit and the tithes, and the Nazarites they stirred up, who had accomplished their days. They cried with a loud voice toward heaven, saying, what shall we do with these, and whither shall we carry them away? For the sanctuary is trodden down and profaned, and thy priests are in heaviness and brought low. Esau totally fucked us up, man. During the time of Antiochus Epiphanes, man, they ransacked the temple. They had our priests eating swine's flesh. They were killing people on the altars, doing all kind of manner of fuckery, man. They took the Ark of the Covenant, totally destroyed our people, man. But what is the Most High with? The Most High is with revenge, man. 1 second, I like you. They did everything to literally decimate our nation, man, to disrespect our people, yeah? Yahweh is not with these heathen getting away with all of the fuckery that they did onto us, man. Now, ultimately, man, Yahweh put us in this situation because we disobeyed his law. You can read all about that in Deuteronomy, the 28th chapter, so like, from the 15th verse on down. But, really and truly, man, Most High is going to restore us back to our righteous stead. You see, although he put us in this situation because of the fact that we went off, he's going to bring us back out of it. You see, because these Edomites out here, they're proud because Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai has not shown judgment yet. He's given this white man, like so-called white man, license to do what he's doing, so that when he actually brings the judgment, man, oh man, it's going to be justifiably heavy. You see, Isaiah 42:24 says, who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? So the question is being posed, why is it that we're in slavery? Did not the Lord, Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, the Lord, man, he against whom we have sinned? For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. So because we continue to go off, man, that Deuteronomy 28 came into play, and now we got to bear watching interviews with guys like that, like that Jake trying to get into Esau's social circle when Esau don't want to, have no dealings with Jake, man. Therefore have he poured upon him the fury of his anger and the strength of battle, and they have sent him on fire round about. Yet he knew it not, and it burned him. Yet he laid it not to heart. See, our people don't know the reason they're in slavery. They think that one day black people just turn up and just, got some other black people, like they don't even know that the Hamites did it. They think that so-called white people just turn up and got some other so-called black people to just literally round us up and put us into slavery, and the rest of them sold us out and just stayed in Africa. No, man, it was all biblical, man. All by the ordinance of Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai ultimately also. You see, Amos 3:1 says, hear this the word that the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai have spoken against you, O children of Israel. So the Most High, not only did he say in Hosea, we will become lower me, no people, not his people, he also literally cursed us, man, and allowed these heathen to gain power over us. He said, O children of Israel, against the whole family, no exceptions, which I brought out of the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth, therefore will I punish you for all your iniquities. So you see, the Most High gave us, a contract, man, a contractual agreement. And a famous quote, man, it goes, with great power comes great responsibility. And that's real, man, because we weren't responsible, man. We didn't act responsible when we got into the kingdom. And so now we got to bear the hell. We got to bear devils like this, man. Talking that shit, talking about the fact that it's good that our people went into slavery, and we'd literally be fucking scratching our backs and eating fleas of each other if we were still in the west coast of Africa. But our slavery is not the apex of our history, man. It goes far beyond the Dark Ages and the so-called Byzantine Empire, which really means backwards because Esau's written the history books, But it goes way beyond that, man. It goes way beyond that. Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, is gonna get revenge for us, man. Really and truly. I'm gonna end it on this scripture. Give me a second, I can. Most High Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, man, is gonna get revenge for Israel. You see? Israel overall is going to rule, man. Israel is going to take charge over these nations, and Israel is going to be the one that are used by the Lord's hand, man, to destroy these people. I've got two scriptures actually. Let's get to Zechariah chapter 2 verse 8, and it reads, for thus says the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, after the glory have he sent me unto you, the nations which have spoiled you. So the Most High sent Zechariah to the nations that spoiled Israel, For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Let me read that again. For thus says the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai of hosts, the Most High Power and his Son, after the glory have he sent me unto the nations which spoiled you to deliver a message. For he that toucheth you toucheth the apple of his eye. Now what happened to Pharaoh in ancient Egypt, man? What happened to all of the ancient empires, man, throughout Judges and Babylon, Medo-Persia, Greece, and the ancient Roman Empire that all had us in slavery, man? They're all dethroned now, man. And Esau ain't gonna be no different in this modern day revised Roman Empire / new modern day Egypt and modern Sodom and Gomorrah and Babylon, man. Esau is going to be totally decimated and destroyed, man. None of those ancient kingdoms lasted, and this one ain't going to be no different. You see, here is the only time where, this is the only nation, for example, being Babylon, where after the ancient Babylon and Egypt, after the ancient Egypt, Salakia, all of the 12 tribes have been brought together in captivity and slavery. This this current rulership is the only time where people have not known their ancient nationalities, where homosexuality has been so rampant, man, where women have ruled over men. This place is totally finished, where the earth itself has been totally defiled, man. This is the worst kingdom ever. Not only has he destroyed the earth and destroyed the Lord's people, he's made the earth really practically nearly uninhabitable for us, man, on a spiritual and physical level. So Yahweh Shai is really going to do a number on this so-called white man, because he's not even remorseful. He's just there talking about, yeah, we did you a service, we put you in slavery and we bettered you. Really? Oh, man. Let's get this in. Psalms 149, yeah. And I'm going to start from verse 4. For the Lord taketh pleasure in his people. He will beautify the meek with salvation. Let the saints be joyful in glory. Let them sing aloud upon their beds. Let the high praises of Yahweh Shai be in their mouth and a two-edged sword in their hand. So we're going to be singing praises and joy, of joy. But then Yahweh Shai is going to put his anger within us to do what? To execute vengeance upon the heathen and punishments upon the people. Yeah, we're going to destroy fucking devils like him. Yeah, it says to bind their kings with chains and their nobles with fetters of iron. We're going to put them in slavery for 1,000 years, to execute vengeance upon them and to execute upon them the judgment written. This honor have all his saints. Praise ye the Lord, Yahweh. Now, what is the judgment written? That Esau is going to go into slavery for 1,000 years. And then after that, thus says the book of Obadiah, and I'm going to bring it out. Verse 18, and the house of Jacob shall be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, all 12 tribes together. And the house of Esau, after that 1,000 years, even though we're going to be beating you to a pulp throughout, and the house of Esau for stubble, and they shall kindle in them and devour them, and there shall not be any remaining of the house of Esau, for the Lord Yahweh Shai have spoken it. So you see, devils like that guy, devils like that cracker, devils like this motherfucker.
Clear. I mean, he wouldn't have run the campaign that he ran if he didn't feel some sense of loss. We are losing our nations here in the United States, in Britain, across the world.
I'm not losing my nation, I'm Britain.
That says Yahweh Shai. The Lord is going to restore Israel to their beautiful state.